Tonight's top story, a former officer's first day in court. We are just hours away from the arraignment of an embattled Uvalde CISD school police officer.
In the morning, Adrian Gonzales will plead not guilty for the 29 charges he's facing in the Robb Elementary school shooting. And for the first time, his attorney is speaking to KENS 5 about the case.
Our Megan Reyna is in studio. And Megan, the officer has a message ahead of tomorrow.
EC's Henry Nicola Hood, who is representing the former officer Adrian Gonzales, says his client believes on the day of the shooting he did nothing wrong. But a grand jury ultimately decided last month they had enough evidence to indict Gonzales and former Uvalde CISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo. Hood says right now they are waiting to get their hands on that evidence.
There to help and to serve and try to do his best to protect those children. He believes he did nothing wrong.
Less than a month ago, a grand jury indicted Adrian Gonzales on 29 counts of abandoning and endangering a child for his alleged actions or inactions on May 24th, 2022, when a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers.
He's not being accused of overstepping his authority. He's being accused of understepping his authority in a sense and not doing enough. And so we need to see if the evidence fits that allegation.
According to a report from the Texas House of Representatives, Gonzales told investigators on the day of the mass shooting he was one of the first officers to arrive on scene and that he had heard shots and entered the school alongside former Chief Pete Arredondo, who is also charged in the shooting. The indictment states Gonzales failed to engage the assailant after hearing those gunshots and being informed of the shooter's general location. It also alleges Gonzales failed to use his active shooter training. Hood thinks this charge is a stretch.
Because it's a case of first impression in Texas. So it hasn't been used in this fashion before against law enforcement. So there's specific elements that have to be proven. We have not seen evidence that those elements can be proven or established. And then against Mr. Gonzales versus the other 370 officers.
He believes the anger stemming from this tragedy shouldn't be directed towards his client, but he understands many families of the victims feel otherwise.
So this was an evil act that happened. It was a horrible thing that happened. As I said earlier, he's past man's judgment. I believe he's in eternal judgment right now.
And I asked Hood if they plan to file a motion to move the trial out of Uvalde County, but he said it's too soon to make that call. Pete Arredondo has waived his arraignment and pled not guilty, but Gonzales is still set to appear in court at 8:30 tomorrow morning. We'll have complete coverage of arraignment on air and online. Henry?